Welcome to Hazor. Well, it's one of the most important sites in Israel. More than 20 cities were discovered here, dating the 3rd millennium BC to the city's destruction by the Assyrian king at 7032 BC. This is the biggest city mentioned in the Bible so many times. This is, for me, kind of a place that every person that visits Israel must see, and sadly only few of you actually walked here. Look how beautiful the site, and look at Mount Hermon, the highest mountain in Israel, covered with snow. Now the tell that you see here is only the smallest part. Let's say that it's around between 50 to 80 acres. Not something big. I mean, it's bigger than Megiddo, bigger than Jerusalem, 10 times bigger than Jerusalem. But the city, the lower part of the city, can you see the green area? Was part of Hazor. Then we are talking about 200 acres. And it's on the main road to Syria, Damascus, Iraq, Iran, the way to Europe. Straight from here, it's on the Via Maris, the way of the sea, the most important way. The other side will take you to Armageddon, to Gaza, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, that way to Jordan of today and India of today. Then you can understand that lots of important things, agriculture, look how green it is, lots of water, then win-win situation. And this is Hazor. It's not wonder that then Joshua wanted to occupy that city the minute he entered to Israel. And it's not wonder that the people of the cities of the northern part, when they heard that the south part already been taken by Joshua, decided to stop Joshua. And who was the leader? Hazor, the king of Hazor, Javan. The book of Joshua 11:10 actually said that Hazor is the head of the head of all those kingdoms. Hazor. Now, can you understand now how important it is to visit that place? Next time in Israel, do that. Although they had chariots, horses, so many enemies, the Lord said to Joshua 11:6, do not be afraid of them, because by this time tomorrow I will hand all of them. And another important thing that he said at some chapters 11, everyone they put to sword, they totally destroy them, no, not sparing anyone that breathe. And he burned Hazor itself. The city was so important that they found some letters in Mari, which is in Iraq of today, if I'm not wrong. I'm talking about two millenniums BC, and the Maris actually mention Hazor. They didn't mention Jerusalem, Megiddo, no other land. The only one that they actually mention is the king of Hazor. The only one. It's unbelievable, isn't it? And most of you never been here. I'm talking about the Israelis and the tourists, of course. Sadly, we didn't find the archive of Hazor, and to find letters from Mari can be amazing. The only thing that we found is the letters of Hazor in Mari. In Elamana, Egyptian, the letters usually between kings, the king of the pharaoh of Egyptian, and the people who actually there served them here. The only one who mentioned as a king here and didn't complain as just a servant was Hazor, right here, from that place. Then we actually talked about the lower city, and the lower city was higher than the rest, and it was very easy to defend it. Right there, you can see that they didn't use it as an agriculture area, and that was one of the Canaanite temple that we found in the city, and I will show you another one. Now, to enter from here to there, right, you can see the gate right there, and then a basalt floor, and I must tell you that the basalt is not the local stone here. It's actually better stone to walk on. And then there's a bama, an altar to sacrifice. You can see the continuation of the stairs and entering the city. What we know is that there are two layers, important layers here, and there's a gap of around 150 years. Around 1260 BC, it's been destroyed, and then there's a gap of 100 years. And then someone built here a city, right there, but not the lower part. And it's only the upper part and a little bit bigger for that. Who did it? Maybe the Israelite. One of the problems of that city, I'm so sorry about the wind, it was almost snowing yesterday here, is that we didn't excavate everything. We excavate a lot, but not everything. What I wanted you to see is the upper city that we are here, and then the lower city with the temple that I showed you. That's how it used to be like in the Canaanite time. Hazor is a World Heritage Site, and I'm sure that you can understand that it's such an important place. It's a biblical city, together with Megiddo, Armageddon, and Beersheba, which is another place to visit. And you can see here a gate. Remember, there was a gap of a few hundred years, let's say 150 years, between the Bronze time, and then Joshua occupied it. And look at that. Well, in the city, remember two layers. The first is the Canaanite, the second one, maybe it's from the time of King Solomon. And is that a fortress? Is that a walls from the city and the gate? Let us try to describe it. First of all, it looks like that. Got it? Secondly, that's what we are going to see. You will enter through there and you will see the towers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rooms. And look at the casement wall. All right, then let us enter the city. Everything that we want to understand, we will open our GPS, and this is the Bible, the Book of Kings, 1 King, chapter 9:15 said in Hebrew, וזה דבר המס אשר העלה המלך שלמה לבנות את בית אדוני ואת ביתו ואת המילו ואת חומות ירושלים ואת חצור ואת מגידו ואת גזר. Here is the account of the forced labor King Solomon to build the Lord's temple, his own palace, the terrace, the walls of Jerusalem, and Hazor, Megiddo, and Gezer. Then, in that case, let's enter through the two towers, and this is the cornerstone, the first stone, right here, mentioned in the Bible, mentioned in the book of Psalm, and mentioned in the book of Mark as well. Here it is, and the tower was here. This is the first gate. If you will conquer that area, you will see another gate here. And another gate. What is important to see that beneath us is the Canaanite city, and this is you can see the Canaanite temple from the 14th, 15th century BC. Can you imagine it? then we are entering the Bible. I love that idea. I love that idea. Yeah, he had to do that right now to make it a little bit noisy. And the cascade, let me show you. Right there. He's a troublemaker now. Come on, couldn't disturb me right now, but I want to talk about the stone stir. The first one here, the second one here. We will read the book of Psalm. Give thanks to the Lord, for it's good. And we are going to 22. The stone builders rejected has become the cornerstone. And if you will go to Mark 12, when Jesus talked about the parable of the tenant, he mentioned at the end, let me look for it, at 10 he said, where is it? The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvelous in our eyes. We are entering to the palace or to the main temple of the Canaanite people. Outside it, you could find two kind of the twin temples. This is one. The other one is where Shira is now standing, and maybe they worshipped Asherah, the Baal. Remember Elijah story as well? In the middle of the temple, next to the statue, next to the tablet, there was a hole right there where Shira is standing. And what the Byzantine did, they took all those bones of the animals that they sacrificed and the tools that he used and put it in an order inside that pit. And in that case, it was so great to find it just like it was. On top of it, they built another temple. Then in that matter, it's so nice to see it. Like you know what? Let's move to King Herod. When he built the Jewish temple, he built it on top of the Jewish temple. He didn't destroy it. Then they did the same thing, but I call it gniza. Gniza, it's when you do have holy site, but you cannot use it anymore, but you cannot throw it to the garbage. Then you bury it in the middle of the temple. And let me show you now the temple, because I didn't want you to see all those people. That's the pit hole right there. You see some of the tools that we find here. A lot of it you can find in the Israelite Israel museum. And there's a room that's dedicated to Hazor. You can see here another beautiful stone monoliths right here. And we found it in Syria, just like that, standing. This is the pagan, a Canaanite temple, another one. It was covered, and another temple was built on top of it. And if you're talking about another temple, we might actually think that this is another altar. That's where they sacrifice the animals, because we found so many animals around it. Now, it was big. It wasn't as small as that. It was, where's my finger? All right. Right all over. Then we are walking next to it. You can see the new stones, and you can see the old stones, old and new. Old. Then here's the sacrifice on top of it. Maybe those the people who cover the monolite stones that we saw there. Again, Mount Hermon is right in front of us, covered with snow. And we're entering to /temple /palace of the Canaanite people. Where we are, the Canaanite, late Canaanite, and then the destruction in 1215. Nothing was here. There's a gap. And the Israelite entered at 1950. Solomon time, the United Monarchy, the Israelite, and Ahab, Israel, got it. Those are the inscription found in Hazor, 18th century BC. Can you imagine? 18th century BC. And we saw the altar, and we are entering now into the palace of the king. And later on they called it the ritual palace, and maybe the temple. We don't know. And this is the beauty of the history of the, in about 20 years from now it will be something else. Now that's what we think. So let's enter to it. We are inside palace, temple, whatever you want to call it. It's only a Canaanite place. In it, they found huge vases, huge, as size as a man. We believe that it was full in with oil, and when they burn it down, maybe the Israelite, maybe Joshua, it actually was so huge. Remember, the Bible mentioned that Hazor was burned down, the only city that was burned down. Look at the basalt stone right here. Look at the cracks. Basalt stones will actually, it can happen only if it's gonna be like a really, 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 really hot fire, extreme fire. Then this is a nice evidence for the destruction of the temple by Joshua, because the Bible is not wrong. Some scholars believe that it was burned down 200 years before Joshua. Sorry, after Joshua time. Maybe by Deborah and Sisera. Remember, Hazor being destroyed by Deborah as well. We don't know. What we know is that they didn't use that place after the Bronze time, after the Canaanite time. It been destroyed, and the Israelite never used that place. Now, let's move on. The Bible. Oh, look at the cows there. I don't know if you can see them. I know where he's taking pictures of them. From there, let me run. Here it is. Look how beautiful it is. Next to the temple. Look at the cows there. Just next to the Canaanite temple. Hello, moo friends. Right here. And we are walking around the palace temple area. We are walking around because the Israelite himself didn't use it. And we are on top of the Israelite time. Ahab, King Solomon, Joshua, they were here. And it's so important for me to understand it. We are walking around it because no one used it. Think about it. It was a small hill here. And who wants to climb a hill? To walk around it is 10 times easier and better. It's unbelievable. It was almost snowing here 2 days ago. Yesterday it was freezing. Now it's lovely weather. We are going straight to the water system area. Then we are on the way to the water. The water wasn't inside the city. Remember, it's a high place. The water goes down to the valleys. To reach the water there, you had to excavate and hide it from your enemies. And this is the problem. And they did it in the 9th century BC. And here we are. And I wanted to see it. It might be from the time of King Ahab. Remember, a city without water is a dangerous place to stay. Then you can see the big pit hole, and it's right here in front of you. From there, we are walking through the stairs. Can you see the stairs right there? All the way to here, and then through a tunnel that curves in the rock itself. We are reaching the water. That's how we actually survived it. We are talking about 40 meters deep from the time of King Ahab. You can see here walls from King Solomon and the water system and houses to the left. Look how green that place is. And let's continue further to the Israelite citadel. What a beautiful day. Yesterday it was raining here. You can see the mountains of Lebanon and Hazor and Hebron. You must understand that that place been attacked by the terrorists of Hezbollah in Lebanon for so many weeks and months. More than a year, actually. More than a year. And thanks God nothing happened here. Guys, this is the Israelite citadel. And when I'm talking about the time of Ahab, you know that we are talking about not only Jewish things, pagan things as well. Remember the Baal and the Asherah and Elijah. Then it looks like that. That is the cultic place. And the fortress itself is like that. Let's climb up to one of the garden towers together with everyone. And this is Itamar. Okay, Vanti. Let's go. There may be Isabel. Isabel was here as well. Sacrificed, I don't know what, to the Baal and to the Asherah. Can you imagine that if we will excavate here, we will find so many evidence, and we did it. We checked it, like there. We checked it, but it's not really excavations. For example, for me, this is a small tell, layers of cities. We need to excavate, but what we need is time, and it's most of it money. Then we are at the Israelite tower from the time of King Ahab, but we're here because of something that happened here at 732 BC. I will read it for you. Where's the Bible? Oh, here's the Bible. I will read it for you. in Hebrew, you will read it in English at the days of Pekah, king of Israel. And it's from 2 Kings 15:22. And בימי פקח בן מלך ישראל, בת תגלת פילעשר, מלך אשור, ויקח את עיון ואת אבל ואת מאחה ואת ינוח ואת קדש ואת חצור ואת הגלעד ואת הגלילה, כל ארץ נפתלי, ויגלם אשורה. And where it is, all right, Abel is right there. Now it's not the end of the story, because the end of the story, there's no end. Look at the flag of Israel. Yeah, we're still here. Is it a miracle? No, it's according to the Bible. But at that time, at Ahab time and the kings of Israel, they were sinners. You saw the temple there, you saw Isabel, and the result is the Assyrian. And here we are. Oh, right there, it's the Golan Heights and the Hermon. As you can see, it's actually controlling Israel. And from here, you can see a little bit more of the fortress. And look how beautiful is the view. This is the northern part of Israel. We are so close. We are so close to the border between Syria and Lebanon. That place suffered a lot. They set it on fire. But as you can see, God is stronger than the terrorists of Lebanon, Hezbollah. By the way, remember Ahab water system? The water system of Hazor was outside, right here down the valley. This is an amazing story of Hazor. Guys, if you reach that point, it means that you are better than so many others. Then write me the exact moment of the end of the video. Another thing that you can do is to support me by subscribing the channel and sending that video to everyone that you can. If you want to do it, if you want to support my channel, because it's still wartime, not a lot of tourists are in Israel. I'm not working. I actually worked with for 6 days thanks to Georgine, but I'm not working. Then look at the like button. You can support me via YouTube. At the description you will always find a text about Hazor and 2 more links of Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal, and you can do that through there as well. Now, because we went through here and the sign of exit is there, I will take that route. Why? Because it's me. Because it's stronger than me. Because he's stronger than us. The gap between the fire or not fire, it doesn't matter. Because it might be from the time of Joshua, or maybe we didn't find yet the sign of the fire. It might be from the time of Deborah. We found it there. The Bible is right. We, as the scholars, from time to time, are wrong. I know. Now all my scholar friends will actually write me a message and say, how dare you? How dare you? I want you to see one more thing, and then we will say goodbye. Look at that. Look at that. They didn't talk about it. Private house. Guys, private house. This is an Israelite. That one is Israelite building, totally from the time of the Israelite. Then, what can I say? It's such a beautiful thing. Well, it's called 4-room houses, typical to the Israeli period of time. Why the columns are there? For the roof. And look at it. Olive press. Well, they are waiting for me at the bus, but you are more important. Let me just enter to show you the olive oil press. That's where they used to press. They used to put the olives fruit already after they crushed it, and then they squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until the last oil was found. Here it is. That's how it looks like. All right, I'm rushing to the 4 rooms dwelling. Then guys, thank you very much for being with me. We saw Hazor. I know that it's not an easy video because there's a lot of information, but I think you, the one who already subscribed my channel, like it. Then I want to know everything. Did you like it? Maybe not. Do I need, there's something is missing or not? Then thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.